we go. Yes. Teacher, how are you doing? And we are going live on Instagram on Conversation with Yvonne Michele, but we're just going with it this week.
Yeah.
And we are live on YouTube. We are going back.
Girl,
This is how we do
only
it.
they knew.
If only
they knew.
Absolutely. A high five up there.
Oh,
Yes. Hello guys on Instagram. How you doing? Hey guys, this is it. We're doing it.
Yes.
This is it, man.
Mm.
Woo! Okay, as you can hear, this is our theme music. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes. So we're just giving you a few more moments to come on, jump on. Yes. For those of you who are new to Conversations with Yvonne Michele, welcome. Yes. Oh God, we've got two people watching. Yes, two people on YouTube.
Hey, Ricky Smith. Hey.
Yes. Okay. All right. So this is our theme tune. Welcome. Good evening. Hello. Oh, I am. Yes, I am so excited. Welcome to Conversations with Yvonne Michele. Now you're going to see me looking at all these different cameras. We have got 3 different cameras in the new studio. Yes. We are trying something new this evening. A few weeks ago, I tried doing Conversations with Yvonne Michele in the garden, and it went really well.
Okay, brilliant.
Really well.
Yeah.
So today we've upped up the ante. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube all at the same time. And we are coming to you live and direct. Yes, I'm super.
It's so amazing. If you guys knew, this woman is amazing. She set all this up. And I just stood there. Oh, yes.
So I want to welcome you. Now, before we get started, what I want to invite you to do is to go and grab yourself a cup of tea, glass of water, some wine. This is clear wine.
This is rosé wine.
Yes, clear, right? Good evening, and welcome to Conversations with Yvonne Michele. Now, you're going to see my eyes moving all over the place, but I just want you to get used to that. So if you feel like I'm not engaging with you, it's because there are other screens going on. And this is all new. This is the first, and hopefully the first of many.
Yes.
So I want to introduce to you my wonderful guest this evening. This is a lovely woman. She is a very good friend of mine, and I do class her as my big sister. This is the one and only Cheryl Lucas. So, yes. Now, I have wanted Cheryl to be on my show for a long time, quietly, secretly to myself. But today...
Yes, we're here. Everything in God's time, girl.
Everything in God's time. And do you know what? We're even coordinated.
I know, that's weird.
Unbeknownst to us.
Hey.
Right. So, we're going to be talking about a lot of things this evening. So, this is what I'm saying to you. Grab yourself a drink, a tea, a coffee, water, wine. This is go get yourself a cup, a cake, or a cake, a piece of bread, sandwich, or your dinner. Sit down, relax.
Some fried chicken.
Fried chicken. When? That would be lovely, wouldn't it? It would. So today we're going to be talking about lots of different things. But first of all, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be speaking to Cheryl about her latest expedition, because Cheryl has been away and doing some really good charity work. So first of all, I want to cover that story of what you've been up to and why you've been up to it and what the benefits have been.
Right. Okay. So, as you know, I just came back from Eswatini, which is the new name for Swaziland.
Nice.
And I went there on a mission to go to a children's home.
Wonderful.
But it was a long story, because years ago, 15 years to be exact, when I was singing in Knightsbridge, where we sing together on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
A quick plug, the Pizza Pomodoro.
Yes.
Where it's Knightsbridge with Jennifer Phillips.
Yes.
Yvonne Michele and myself. Anyway, come on down. It's really nice. Anyway, so many years ago, I've been there a long time.
How long have you been at Giro's Pizza Pomodoro?
I have had a residency for 36 years.
I'm sure. I wonder if that's a thing for the Guinness Book of Records.
I don't know.
I wonder if we should find that out.
We should actually.
Yeah.
It's
a long time to have a residency. Absolutely.
It certainly is. But yes, so 15 years ago, my friend Janine and her husband Ian Maxwell used to run a very prestigious PR company in Canada. And they came to the Pizza Pomodoro when they came over for business. And we became friends, and they flew me over to Canada a few times as well. Then I lost contact with her.
Okay.
And then last year, unfortunately, I lost my husband. And not long after that, she found me on Facebook.
Good old Facebook.
And she told me, I tell you, she told me how their lives had totally changed. 9/11 had happened, and a lot of things had happened with their lives. And they went traveling, and it changed their whole ethos and everything. Their life turned around completely. They ended up moving to Swaziland, where they saw a great need for children.
Okay.
Swaziland has the highest rate of AIDS of any country in the world. And if you look at them demographically, it's weighted very heavily on younger people. There aren't very many old people because they've died out from illness and tuberculosis and stuff like that. So to cut a long story short, it's always something that I'd wanted to do, was to go on mission. Who are you waving at? Who's that you waving at? Hi. Yeah, so I'd always wanted to go, and after my husband had passed away, and there was a lot of other things happened, my mum got very ill, and there was a lot of traumatic things happening. I decided that I wanted to go. I was walking to work one morning about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go and do this for me. I just want to do something and give back. And I rang my friend, and she said, you won't believe it, but I was going to call you. We're having our 10-year anniversary, and I want you to come and sing a gospel on the mountain. And so that set it in motion. So yes, they had a gospel on the mountain in Eswatini.
Wow.
So excuse me a second.
This is your time to have your break.
Cheers. Yes. So I said about arranging it. Most people take a year to raise funds to go, but I just wanted to go at lastminute.com, and I took off, and it was amazing. It was just, it just reaffirmed how many good people there are in the world. And it also taught me that don't just read the newspapers about Africa. Yeah. Africa, especially when you go to places like South Africa, they're very advanced, very cosmopolitan, because I stopped in Johannesburg first. And then we drove to Eswatini a couple of days after I arrived. But Eswatini is beautiful. It's a kingdom. So being a kingdom means it has a king. It has a king. Right. And it's run by the king. So the king dictates everything. So there's no like prime minister. It's the king. They have a prime minister, but the king has the ultimate word. Right. Okay. Yes. So we went there, and my friend her and her husband had found this piece of land where I used the word piece very loosely. A huge acreage. Acreage, darling. There was acreage of land. Lots of land. Lots of land. And he went to saw this land that someone showed him, and it was just bush and trees and everything. And he had a vision. And he rang his wife and said, I found the land that we want to do. And we're going to have our home for children here. We're going to have an artisan village. We're going to have a farm. He had all this in his head that he was going to do. And we only need $1 million.
Okay.
And she said,
"Is that Swahili dollars? I don't know."
No, it's American dollars.
American dollars. Okay.
So
okay.
That's exactly her response. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. But through their network and people that they met, they talked to people and they prayed about it. And I have to put this, like, God was in the middle of all of this. That one of their associates happened to tell their boss, and he came back and said, "I'll give you the money."
Wow.
Can you imagine?
I can't, but I can imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine, guys, I want you to imagine right now the vision that you have, that you've kept to yourself, that no one knows about, right? What if you spoke about it and someone was able to help you to put that vision into practice, make that vision become real? How important would that be to you right now? Yeah. I want you to think about that. And I want you to think about what would it take for you to really do or really pursue your heart's desire, your dream, your passion, your vision. Now, this person spoke it. And then he was given the provision. Sometimes we don't have the provision.
No, you don't.
But your blessing may be wrapped up in somebody else.
That's right.
And this is why, you have to know who to talk your vision to first and foremost. Yeah. But it's really, really important that it says, the word of God says that you write the vision down.
Yeah.
So he who reads it. So therefore somebody has to either see it or hear it or know it.
Yep.
Will run with it. So you have to be almost really mindful and think, who can I share this with?
Yes.
Because they took a chance and shared it with someone.
Yes.
And they said, there you go.
There you go. Have it. And no strings attached. I want to do this. And wow. That's what I think people need to realize is that even if you can't do it yourself, you may be able to facilitate someone to live their dream. And that is fulfilling itself. But so 10 years later, from all of this bush, they have created an artisan village, which allows them to make earrings, ornaments, all kinds of things for the home.
Are these earrings?
Not these particular ones. No, I should have worn them, but no, these ones. I did buy these in Eswatini, though. These are made from recycled newspaper.
Wow.
And magazines, yeah. But anyhow, right. So they do all of that, and they're able to also employ local people to work as well and train them to do stuff like that. They also have a carpentry workshop. The carpentry workshop does all the woodwork for the land. Camp Canaan is called. And the organization is called Heart for Africa. Please look it up, www.heartforafrica.org. And just check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, just have a look.
We will put that in the thread a little bit later on or after the show, so you can have a look at that, because it's a really, really good charity to get involved in and to help.
Yes,
as well.
Yes, just and don't think you've got to be rich. Every little bit helps. So. Where was that? Yes, so you've got the woodworking shop that also provides work for local people and trains them. They have 265 children under the age of 8.
Okay.
And it grows on average about 5-6 children a month.
Wow. Okay.
Right, because a lot of children are found abandoned. Not necessarily that they don't have a mother, but the parents have abandoned them. There's a high incidence of rape, so with the shame that comes with it, or if the child is born with some kind of disability and the families are impoverished, there's no way of looking after their children. So the children are left abandoned. There's now a system in place whereby they work with the social services within Eswatini, and they will come and say, well, when I say we, would Camp Canaan take the children in? So yes, so the children have a lot of medical needs. Some of them have AIDS, some of them have tuberculosis, some of them have actual physical disabilities. A couple of them were burnt. And I will leave it to your imagination to think how some of them got burnt. But Camp Canaan takes care of these children.
Right.
All of their medical needs, their food, they get fed 3 days a week. So 3 days a week, 3 meals a day.
3 times a week.
3 times a week. Yeah, almost as much as I do. No, 3 lovely meals a day. They get their education. They're loved. They have a beautiful home. There as well. Did I tell you about the chicken farm?
No, you didn't say.
Right. So they've got 5,000 chickens.
5,000.
Now let me tell you about this other miracle. So they decided they wanted chickens for eggs because meat is very expensive and only the wealthy eat meat regularly. Mm-hmm. So eggs are a great source of cheap protein. Mm-hmm. So Janine was flying, I think she was flying home to see her children, and she got talking to a man on a plane.
Look at this.
Mm-hmm. Conversation, and he asked her what she did, and she told him what her dream was. And he worked for the National Poultry Association of Canada or America. How is that for God working?
Wow.
So they had everything provided for them by these people.
Look at that.
You know, so speaking the word.
The power of speaking the word.
Yes.
The power of asking.
Yes.
Do you know, I read a book actually called The Power of Asking.
Yeah.
It's an amazing, it's an ebook,
right? Okay,
some lady wrote,
right,
and it was my first kind of book on like coaching and self-development. It's one of the first ones I read, The Power of Asking, but it actually has changed my life. Now, I'm not going to say that I do ask a lot, but I do ask a lot some of the time, not all the time. But the power of asking is so important. Imagine that you're on a plane.
Yeah. Sitting down.
What did you do? Yeah. Oh, I just need a few thousand chickens.
Yeah. This is what I do when we need some chickens. I need to feed my children, and I need to get some food out to the community. So, and that is what I love about this particular Camp Canaan in Half Africa. They are building a little. They have a little community, and the community is going to be self-funding very soon. That's the whole idea. So as the kids move up in age, they're building additional classrooms and homes for them. So the idea is that the kids will go all through the education system. They'll either go off to university and college and study what they want, or they can come back to Camp Canaan. They can train as a carpenter. They can be in the artisan village. They can work with cattle. They can work with chickens. They can grow. They grow food.
So this isn't just about giving people hope. This is actually providing a lifestyle.
A lifestyle.
This is providing a home. It's providing a life, not even a lifestyle, a life for these young children.
Yes. Yeah.
It's amazing.
A place that they can call home and be looked after and cared for. And it was just phenomenal. It just did my heart so much good. And these children are beautiful.
Wow.
They are so lovely and cared for, and when you know that they have come through such trauma, a lot of them, to find that they're just happy and loving kids is just amazing, and that they're being taken care of. Their medical needs is something else too.
Okay, so we're going to give you a little bit of a water break. I'm going to share a song with you. Now, I don't know how this is going to work, guys, because we haven't done it like this before. But I have been listening to a young lady. I know her, and her name is Charlene Monique. She's just released a new single called Diamond Woman. I've been playing it all day in my car. I've had the roof down and I've been blaring it out. I'm going to share a few of her tracks, but I'm going to go to her first EP, which is called Destiny, as it goes.
Yes.
And Cheryl had no idea that I was going to play this.
No.
But I think it fits in really well. So I'm just going to give a little snippet of this, and then we're going to come back in and we're going to talk some more, because I want you to tell our listeners, those who are on Instagram, those who are on Facebook, and those who are on YouTube, because we're doing it large tonight. how they can get involved with helping this charity.
Absolutely.
Because it's changing lives. And this is what we're about. We are about the change. We're about changing lives and making provision, not just talking about it, but actually being a part of the change.
Yeah.
And I always say, you've got to be, if you want to see change, you've got to be a part of it.
That's right. You have to.
It's not going to happen by talking about it. You've got to be. So we're going to just do this. So we're going to, it's like a little commercial, it's not a commercial break, but just going to take a little sip of my clear water.
And my Ribena.
So here we go. This is called Awe and Wonder. Let's see if this works. Oops, let's go. So just a little break. So if you need to go to the toilet, now's the time to do it. Yeah? If you want to get yourself a drink, now's the time to do it. Get up in the morning. This is Charlene Money. Shower, brush my teeth. Yeah. Same old thing. Every single day. Every single day. Always. From the age of 5. This also gives you the opportunity to tell your friends. Get on your social media and share. Because we want to do this big time. But again, I know deep down and I see. All right. Good evening for those of you who are just joining us. This is Conversation. It's got like a little, Afrobeat to it, isn't it? That's what I thought. Yeah. Right, guys, go and get yourselves a drink. Get yourself settled down. Tell your friends. Get on your social media and tell them. Tune in. They can tune in on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. To look outside the box. I love the little things. Always. Never forget.
I love that.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I love Charlene.
This is a young lady that I've known from she was young. And now she's doing her thing. She's making her music. And it's so inspiring. So we are back. I hope that you have got yourself a drink. I hope you've had your I don't want to say toilet break, but you've relieved yourself.
Refreshed yourself. Yes. Lost a bit of weight.
That's the way of looking at it. Maybe I should have gone. I should have gone myself. I lost a few pounds. Yes. So, as you're here, guys, I want to welcome you. For those of you who are just joining us, you are in tune to Conversations with Yvonne Michele, and I'm talking to the lovely Cheryl Lucas, who has been to
Eswatini.
I'm glad you said it for me because I would have got it wrong. Those of you who know me know pronunciation is not my thing. Which used to be Swaziland.
Correct. Yeah.
And you've gone to a children's home.
Yes.
Which is called
Camp Canaan.
Yeah. And whilst doing this, working with these young children who are, most of them are orphans, right?
Yeah, most of them are orphans, or they've been just abandoned by their families because
right. So you went out on mission, and
on mission.
So if somebody wanted to get involved or donate, how would they go about doing that?
Well, you would go to www.heartforafrica.org. And it gives you all the relevant details about how you can donate. Every so often they have an Amazon call out for donations, sometimes diapers. We've just finished one actually. The generosity of people is just awesome. 140,000 diapers they requested, and they did it.
Wow.
I think 200 and something wet wipes, 1,000, and they got them. People are very, very generous because people like to help in some way. The one thing that I want to say to people of colour is that there were over 100 and something volunteers, and there were 3 people of colour that were there volunteering. Now, I know that everyone can't always afford to come and take the time out, especially if we've got families, but it would be just so lovely to see, for these kids to see other people of colour coming in to visit them. as well.
All right. So can I?
Yeah.
Because Cheryl is being very, very diplomatic about this. Can I just say how I feel for real? Can I be honest?
Yeah, to be honest.
Right. So, in a nutshell, basically, people of color, black, mixed race, Asian, anything that is not white, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm going to put this premise out there. I have nothing against white people at all. Have them in my family, right? Okay. We as people of color have to do better and do more, right? Now, I know that we have been underprivileged. I know that we've gone through many, many hardships, but we have to now, I'm not saying get over it, I'm saying that we have to rise up and help, because my thing is that how it will appear, and I think you'll agree with me, to these young children is that we, their own, don't care. And we do. We have so much in us culturally.
Yes.
We have so much to give. So if it means that you have to do fundraising to go, then do that. But find a way. Or if you don't want to go, but you want to contribute, send something over there. These children are in need, and these children are our children. It takes a village to raise a child.
It does.
One child.
It does.
Much less, how many? 200?
265 and counting.
Right. We are needed. And I know life is hard. I know that.
Yeah.
I know we're all going through stuff. We've all got our burdens to bear. But when you look at their life and you put our life together on an equal plane, it's like this. We are privileged. We live in a third. They're living in a third world country, yeah. And we know that the goods of that country have been stolen and taken and been brought to countries like the UK, where we live. Right? I'm just saying it as it is. This is the truth.
Yeah.
So therefore, let us give back to those who are still living in the areas where the theft took place. It's up to us to make the change. And that means everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And I'm looking at all of these different cameras. So to connect with you who are listening, these children need us.
Yeah, they do.
They need us.
They need us. They do need us.
And they need to see people who look like them, helping them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just saying.
Absolutely. They really do. And I did feel a way about being, there are only 3 of us and we were all 3 women as well. So I just feel it would be so nice to have these children, to have other Black people come in, people of color, Asians, whatever, coming in from Europe. I was the only one from Europe, by the way. Everyone was American or Canadian. And that's understandable because it started over there. But I really would like the word spread here. And you can go and see where your money's been spent, because it's not just in the home. With these, going back to these chickens obviously provide 5,000 plus eggs a day. So what they do is that they soak these eggs in a special solution that gives them extra nutrients. Then they boil them, and it helps to preserve them for a maximum of 2 weeks. And they send all these eggs and food, extra food, out to all the churches within the country. So they feed the children and the very poorest in the country. So whilst we were there, obviously because it's a children's home and you've got strangers coming in, we weren't doing necessarily things on the actual site, but what we did was that we went out in the community and we did health checks on the children in the community. So we went out and we weighed them, we did their height, we measured their heads. We had some doctors there that did more in-depth checks on these children. And sometimes just visually seeing these children, you're able to see that obviously they're not well. That we had parents presenting, or mothers rather, presenting their children as being 4 years old, and these children developed, they looked about 2.
Wow.
And we had interpreters that they're just trying, are you sure? And so obviously there is still a great need, and Camp Canaan is providing the food that goes out not only for them, but out. And it hasn't been without its challenges, because they are white people from America. They've come abroad. They've faced a lot of opposition from the country, because they're very suspicious of the fact that there are lots of children going in there. So they've had a lot of challenges, and it's been through the grace of God, really, that they've managed to keep everything going. But please do look on this website. Just have a look. And just ask you, just have a look, see where the money's spent, see how it all works. Just meeting all these people has been amazing. If you want to help and you're having problems, get hold of Yvonne, and she'll get hold of me, and I can give you more information about it. But everything is there on the website, and it just changed my life. What we have here, we complain about what we have, but we, as you said before, we have, and they do not have anything. And can you imagine being a mother that has a child and knows that you cannot feed this child, there's no help for it, and you actually leave a child? It has to take its toll.
I am sitting here and I'm just getting a download, and I keep trying not to rock. Because I just feel like we can do more. And my mind goes back to, is it not, how many years ago? I think it might be 7-8 years ago. It might even be less. Where I was convicted to help one of my friends. His son was quite ill and needed some treatment. For those of you who are just joining, good evening everybody. And he needed some treatment, and the primary care trust in this country had said that they wouldn't treat his son. And so there was a drug in America that they wanted to try, but it was an American drug, and they would have to find £24,000 for it. And I spoke with my friend at length, and it was like, well, they're not going to pay for it. You can't have the treatment. So I said, well, we're just going to have to find the money. And I remember a friend of mine, our friend Emma O'Connor, having a conversation with her, and I said, we have to do something. So I said to him, if it means we have to bake cakes, put concerts on, we're going to raise that money. And we did within 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
We raised that money. I shaved my hair off completely.
Amazing.
And I just feel that we can do something, even if it's £5,000.
Yeah.
And that's the figure that came to my head.
That'd be amazing.
So what I'm saying, guys, is this. I'm a singer, you're a singer. I'm calling out some musicians here. I used to do an event called Gospel in the Pub. Somebody messaged me today and asked me if I still do that.
Right.
And I haven't done it for a good few years. But I know that there is a young man called Merison. Merison, if you are watching, who has a club in Lucy Farm.
That's right.
And I know for sure that Merison will allow us to use that space. Yeah. So I'm calling out musicians, singers, poets. Who else? Poets, comedians,
magicians,
authors, magicians. I'm calling you out. Let's do something. Let's do a night. Let's do a fundraiser. Because we can't all go.
No.
But let's see if we can raise the minimum of £5,000.
That'd be amazing.
Before October.
That would be awesome.
Before October. So we did it we raised £24,000 in 2 weeks.
That's fantastic.
It can be done if we want to. So I want to know, guys, are you prepared to help? Who do you know out there? Dee Bailey, if you're watching, I want you to contact me because I need your help on this. Yeah? Hi, Jenny Lyons. How are you doing? Jenny, I need your help on this. Teo, I need your help on this. I'm calling out. Even the students, I could see, oh bless him, Yasin Ahmed, one of my students, my old students, I'm calling you out. I don't know who's watching us on YouTube. I'm calling you out. If you are a millionaire, if you are somebody that needs to do something with your tax, if you need to move some money for tax reasons, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. Let us help the children.
Yeah.
Let's do something. Yeah?
Absolutely. Please.
Let's do something. We can do it.
Yeah.
If we want to. If we start here. Let's start here.
Yeah.
Let's start here. £5,000 isn't a lot of money.
It's not.
It's not.
Not in our community. No. We could do it easily.
It's not a lot of money at all. Because when we go out, we're drinking. You know, sometimes we're out or we buy a round of drink and it's 40 odd quid.
That's right.
And it's nothing. Put the 40 odd quid in the bucket and change your life. I'm calling you out today. Cheryl had no idea.
No, I didn't.
I was going to say that. But I just get these things. I just get convicted. Let's do it. There are 260 children.
Yep, plus.
That have nothing.
And it grows every day. And I want to give you a story of inspiration. I want people to understand there's a cutoff point for the children coming in to Camp Canaan because they can't cater for all ages. So they've got from birth to 8 years old. But a young girl was brought to their attention by a social worker. They went out and found this girl living with her grandmother in a hut. And she'd been horribly burnt, totally disfigured in her face. Her skull had been burnt right through that you could actually see a pulse in her head, inside her head. So because her parents are alive, her father was in prison for murder and the mother was away working. So the grandmother was struggling. The little girl, Pia, didn't go to school because she got teased. The kids were frightened.
Okay.
Because that's how disfigured she was. She's slightly better now. But they approached Camp Canaan and Janine said, we've got to do something for this child, this beautiful, beautiful child. And they raised the money to send her to the States to have some treatment.
Wow.
And this is going to be ongoing for the rest of her life.
Wow.
So she's had to have flesh taken from her thigh to rebuild her face and to cover the hole in her skull. But she needs her eye had welded together on the skin. So I think she's 9, Pia, but the spirit in this child and the joy she gets from living on Camp Canaan, the kids adore her, is amazing. And she wanted to sing a song for Gospel on the Mountain, and she chose a song, and the song title is I Am Thankful.
Oh, wow.
So I just want us all to just think that if this little child that has been so horrifically burnt can get on stage and sing that song and sing it with meaning and passion, then surely we can do something too.
We can. Thank you for sharing that.
No,
thank you for sharing that. Guys, you are in tune to Gospel.
Hey, it's in the head.
Gospel?
We're going to do it. Gospel in the pub. Or in the park.
Or in the park or wherever. You are in tune to Conversations with Yvonne Michele. I have the beautiful Cheryl Lucas with me today. We're just having a conversation. But we are going to be talking, changing the course of the conversation, and we are going to be talking a little bit more about Cheryl and finding out, because you did mention earlier on one of the reasons why you went to Eswatini. And you spoke about losing
my husband,
your husband. Yeah. So we're gonna go into that. We're gonna kind of deep dive into that. And it's not an easy thing to talk about. It's not easy at all, losing a loved one.
No.
So we're going to be talking, and hopefully you'll be encouraged somewhere, somehow through this conversation. And you will also find peace if you have lost a loved one. But before we do that, I am going to.
It's emotional before we start.
Oh,
no, that's all right. It's good. It's good.
It's good because it's healing for the soul. It is healing, and this is what this show is about. We talk about all different subjects. We talk about business. We talk about life. We talk about death. We talk about children. We talk about the youth. We talk about relationships. You know, and we are going to be talking about some serious
stuff. Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been approached. Someone saying to me, "You need to do a show after midnight."
Yes, that's the. I listened to that one even.
After midnight. Yes, but we're gonna go back to Charlene. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna and you know, Charlene doesn't even know that I'm doing this today, but I am gonna share her new single that's out. Please do go out and get it. It's on all mediums. How would you say?
Yeah, all mediums. Yes,
all mediums, yes. Yes.
Medium.
And I want to dedicate this to you, Cheryl.
Oh, thank you.
Right? I want to dedicate this song to you. And it's called Diamond Woman. Listen, this young lady, she's phenomenal. And I'm hoping that one day, soon, we will get her on the show. I know she's very, very busy. She also sings with Kingdom Choir, and Kingdom Choir are everywhere right now. They're on tour. So once that's settled down, I'm hoping to get Charlene on the show. This song had I had the roof down today. The sun wasn't shining that much, but I
had the roof down.
I had it down. In fact, I went and chose a new pastor.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, tell me about it.
I did.
What did you get? What did you choose?
She's black.
Oh dear.
She's black and she's beautiful.
BMW.
She is. She's a BMW and she's bottom wide.
Is it bottom wide?
She's shaped so. She's good.
This girl never cut, you know.
She's gorgeous.
Is she?
She's gorgeous.
Is she shiny black or matte black?
She's shiny. She's shiny. It has to be shiny and blingy.
Shiny and blingy. Yeah, I'm gonna choose mine.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm falling for her, and I don't fall for her. But she's a she.
She's a she.
She's a she. She's lovely.
I'm gonna choose one.
Here we've got Diamond Woman. I'm hoping that you can hear.
I've been running this race a long time. No longer gonna apologize for these hips, these feet, my face, my smile. Give me some space, this might take a while. Let me breathe, let me be outside your inequality. I'm a butterfly flying free.
Go on, Shadow.
I am a diamond woman.
For all of us women out there.
For all of you women out there listening, this is for you. Diamond Woman.
All the struggles.
Nice.
Evolving daily, living my best life. This space I'm in, there's no compromise. Cause I said there be and the rhythm's right. Take or leave it, I'll be just fine. Let me be who I am. You don't have to understand that. Drawing a line in the sand. I am a diamond woman. I do the good in my life. I am a woman. Now I know it's about the side.
Okay. Thank you. That's the sounds of Charlene Monique, Diamond Woman. Just giving you a little snippet here. We do hope that Charlene will be able to join us. But what I want you to do is go out and buy her single. It's called Diamond Woman. If you're a man, go and buy it for the woman of your life. And if you don't have the woman in your life, and you have a daughter, you have a sister, you have a niece, a mother, buy it for her. Yeah. And if you're a woman and you don't have no man, buy it for yourself.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Buy it for yourself. Yeah. It's a bad tune, and bad meaning good. Yeah, it's Chris. Love it. So do go out. We do have a message here. I'm not sure, saying about the picture and the sound was a lot clearer. Hopefully someone can assist. Listen, hi King Sparky 007 on YouTube. Do you know what? I'm just trying this for the first time today, so hopefully we will get this right.
Yeah.
But I thank you for joining us this evening. I really appreciate you being here. And those of you who are on our Facebook, those of you who are on our Instagram, I really, really thank you and appreciate you being here with us this evening. So,
yes,
over to Cheryl again.
Yes.
Now, we are talking about how to live your best life when you've been bereaved, when you've lost a loved one. And I know that it's just been just over a year. So I know that it's still quite raw.
Yeah.
And I want to just thank you for being open enough
That's right.
to talk about this live on this social media network.
Yeah.
Now I know that Mark was the love of your life.
He was. Yes, he was.
And how difficult it must have been to finally find somebody at a stage in your life where some of us would think it's impossible to find. And before I even go any further, what I want to say to those single women who are listening, because I know that there are single women out there listening, do not give up hope.
No.
Doesn't matter how old you are. Don't give up hope. There is somebody who is designed for you. And he is there, you know. There's a song, it says, I've waited for 1,000 years and I'll love you for 1,000
years,
more.
that's right.
Right? And so there is somebody out there for you who has been divinely picked for you. Don't give up hope. He is coming, or she is coming. Because this is not just for women, this is for men too. Because men want to love too.
That's right.
Right.
And so if I tell you my story was that Mark was not the typical man that I would have gone for. And I think, ladies, we need to sometimes, if you're not getting it right, you need to look at the type of men that you're looking at. You know, you got to take some responsibility for that, and men too. You know, I think both of us, we spent a lot of time laughing about the fact that neither of us fancied each other in the beginning because we had these preconceived notions of what the other was like. So I met my husband when I was 52, and I was kind of resigned to the fact that I was going to be single. And I'd actually started doing a course to foster children. And then I met Mark, and he asked me that before I actually did that, just allow our relationship time to kind of evolve. And it evolved very quickly, and we knew within 6 months that we wanted to get married. Because Mark was a widow, and he'd been a widow for 7 years, so he kind of knew what he wanted. And I knew what I wanted, and I wanted him, and he wanted me.
So you had that was it.
Yes. So we decided that time was short, and we would get married. And unfortunately, I lost my husband before our 3rd wedding anniversary. He got very ill with heart and lung problems, and also suffered a lot with panic attacks.
Okay.
As a consequence of that, I'm also very passionate about men seeking mental health help and talking about it. But I'll tell you about that. That's a conversation for another time, because I'm doing something about that as well. But so we met, and we had one for marriage, I have to say. Bless you. Bless you. She does the cutest little sneezes, like, oh, off you go.
Oh, here we go. Right, this is not scripted.
Serious conversation.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, so you've got to laugh, even in the downtimes. But my husband got very ill, and then we went home to Barbados on holiday, and he got very sick New Year's Eve, and consequently within 6 months, I lost my husband. My husband passed away, and then very soon after that, my mother came for Mark's funeral, and then got very, very sick herself. And then, whilst my mother was in hospital here, bless you, I shouldn't be laughing. This is a very serious conversation. I know.
Sorry,
but
sorry. All the time.
So you gotta laugh, people. Life is short. Anyway, so my stepfather also died in this time as well. So it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year, and then my daughter moved to Amsterdam in January as well. So there were a lot of changes, a lot of things happening, and I dug myself deep in with my faith. Right. My faith and the people around me and my friends have just been awesome in supporting me and keeping me going. And this trip really was about taking time. This is what we're like on stage. We're what?
I'm so sorry, guys.
This is a very serious conversation.
No, it's a very serious conversation. I'm blowing out my nose.
And I haven't even got a big kick.
That's an idea. I'll have to get some cake next time.
Thank you.
I think we might have to speak up. Someone was saying that the sound.
The sound?
Guys, just let me know if you can still hear us. For those of you on Facebook, if you can show us some love by just hitting the like button. Similarly on Instagram, if you just wave or something, and also on our we're getting messages.
Yeah. Also, is that King Sparky? Is that my friend Mark? Yes, he was my king. Mark was my husband was my king. He was amazing. I can honestly say that we may have had disagreements, but we never had arguments because we end up laughing about a lot of things. And if nothing else, ladies and gentlemen out there, sometimes when you argue with your partners, just really think about what you're arguing, because we argue about some foolishness a lot of time. Just put it all into perspective, honey. You know what I'm saying. Hide behind that laugh, because we do. And that old saying that life is short really is true. Life is short. Love and love passionately, and don't waste time on people that don't love you, people. I spend a lot of time. For those who know me, my life has been a very dramatic roller coaster, baby. Kalina and King Sparky, you know I'm saying. So when you've got something good, cherish it, nourish it, and don't give up, because the people, sometimes we discount men because they don't fit this thing that we've got in our heads. I like the sweet boy. You want to say that was my.
You like a sweet boy?
I used to love a sweet boy. Pretty boy then. The flash car and. And then I grew up and looked for substance. I got substance, and I got a great husband. And even though it was only for a short time, I wouldn't change a thing, because it just reaffirmed the fact that there are some amazing men out there that just want to be seen and have sensitivities the same way that us women do. And we just have to kind of sit back and check yourself, ladies. Ladies, check yourself sometimes, because sometimes we ain't easy.
No, and we're not always right.
No.
I know I am. So.
No, I am. No, I'm not going to get married. I am. No, but really, check yourself sometimes, and just, relationships are about compromise and allowing people to be who they are. And accepting them for who they are.
And that's fundamentally because a lot of women have this idea that they can change a man. Change yourself.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, now my way of moving forward is I am very much into my church, and I get a great deal of pleasure from giving and doing. When I say giving of myself. I'm not rich, but giving of myself and my relationships, and God is at the center of all that. He really is. He's at the center of it, and I have been blessed with amazing friends. Absolutely. Mark, I know you're listening, Karina, people that have just, Denise, my friend Sonia, yourself. He has put amazing people in my path, and he's put them in at the right time.
Yeah.
He really has put them in the right time. And I won't lie, I miss Mark every day. But I'm also thankful for what he showed me. And if having this conversation will give someone else hope or renew a relationship that is perhaps waning, get back to your sexy self, ladies. Buy yourself the sexy knickers and everything. And the men do it. Look after yourself. Get your nails done. Look after yourself. Do it.
Be sexy.
Be sexy. Whatever your definition of sexy is, be sexy. And nothing is more sexy than being yourself.
Yeah, that's true. And take off the headscarf.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You don't have to. You can put the headscarf on when you sleep. But when you are in the midst of the fellowship, I'm just saying, take off the headscarf.
I never had a headscarf at all.
I had a headscarf. His name was Headley.
Was it?
He slept with me every night. Every night for many, many years. And then I lost him. And it was a sign. You don't need him. You don't need him. So I'm just saying, ladies, come on.
Yeah.
Sexy up yourself. And men, sexy up. Listen, brethren, bathe.
Listen, I want to say something. There's something about some men, the moment you hit 50, you start dressing like your granddad. What's that about? Get it together. Come on, get it
together. Sexiness. Listen, I'm just saying that I'm 50. Right? I'm 50.
You look good, though.
Thank you very much. I'm working it. However, men, if you are looking for somebody who as vibrant as me, because I'm very, very vibrant.
Excuse me, may I just pull up the chair next to you and say that I'm 58 and I'm very vibrant too.
Listen. I know many vibrant women. Very, very vibrant. What I'm saying is, you have to fix up. Don't come with your old man self. Lively up yourself and don't be no drag. Like Bob Marley said. He had a message in his message. Listen to the words. Lively up yourself.
Yes.
Because it's boring.
It is. And
don't be coming with no mishmash box of sorts and just mash up, wash out, funny colour. Sort yourself out.
Odd socks,
please.
Worn out, drag out, tired. Yes. Anyway, So basically now my mission is to live not only for me but for Marky as well. And just do the best I can and do what I can and enjoy life and enjoy my friends, my relationships, my family, and just I'm saying yes more as well.
Come on, huh?
I'm saying yes more. Yeah. Yes more.
Yeah.
Is what we need.
Yeah.
So you've got Yvonne doing some little hand signals.
Yeah, because I'm trying to give instructions.
Yeah.
Because what's happened is our Instagram has, I think Instagram only does for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Well, so while Yvonne's doing that, but learn to say yes more.
Learn to say yes.
You know, this decision to go to Eswatini was made very, very quickly. I mean, I'd always wanted to do it, and I didn't fundraise. It cost me a lot of money, but it was worth every single penny. Going back to the same thing I was saying, even if you can't go yourself and you can just do a one-off donation or whatever, please do. Please do. It's just an amazing thing to make a difference to children's lives. If you want to see the pictures, actually, if you want to go onto my Facebook page, it's Cheryl Lucas. I think that's it, isn't it? Just Cheryl Lucas. Yeah, on Facebook, and ask to friend me, and I'll add you, and you can see the pictures, and I'll share the feeds and everything that's coming from there. Yeah, so
lovely.
Yeah.
So going back to your relationship to Mark, how did you overcome those really? And I'm sure that there are still dark days because it's still quite new. But you know, those early days, because I know that there's going to be people who are listening, and even if they're not listening, that they will get the replay. How did you manage forward in those very early instances of after you passed away?
Well, to be totally honest, so many things happened around about Mark's passing, because within 3 weeks, my mother was really ill. She was in intensive care. So between Mark passing, my stepchildren and my daughter, and we organised the funeral, so that I was intensely busy. So a lot of the time I didn't have time to grieve. I was just too busy. I would have moments, and I still do, where I'm fine, and then it's almost like a wave just comes over me. And I remember Mark telling me about his first wife, and when we first met, because we were friends first. But he would tell me that sometimes he'd be driving home and he'd have to pull over because he would just become so overwhelmed with emotion. And that's what happens sometimes, is that you do just get overwhelmed with these feelings.
Okay, take a breath. Have a glass, have a sip.
Have a sip.
Now's the time to have a sip. Cheers.
Have a sip. Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers. This is, for those of you who are just joining us, you are in tune to Conversations with Yvonne Michele. I have the beautiful Cheryl Lucas, and she's talking about how to live your best life once you have lost a loved one, and how to overcome that. And we use that term so loosely. I'm living my best life. I see it hashtag. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. But how do you really live your best life when you have lost the love of your life? And this is what we're talking about today.
I have a philosophy that I kind of live by, and I kind of fake it to make it. Okay. I suppose my very nature is I'm quite outgoing, and I'm I like to laugh, and I like to make other people laugh. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm taking each day as it comes. I have good friends that I talk to when I'm feeling a certain way. Mark's son is amazing, Mark Jr., and he's very supportive, and my daughter. So that's how we do it. And by talking about them, don't not talk about your partner when they're passed. It's a really funny thing, when you lose someone close, when you're out and you may see someone coming that knows you, they either may avoid you in the initial stage, like pretend they didn't see you, or if they were laughing, suddenly they'd be, oh, so sorry. it's like, oh my gosh. You feel like you're walking around with this dark cloud on your face.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do that, because we already know that we've lost someone, and we know that most people are sorry. But don't be afraid to talk about that person's loved one, because there's nothing worse than losing someone and then people don't want to talk about them, or not, or they think that you should have gotten over. It can take people years to emotionally move on.
Absolutely, that's very true.
Yeah. So, but by talking about Mark, always remembering him, on his birthday. It wasn't his birthday last year. I spent it by myself, but I kind of like that. It was just him and I, and my thoughts and stuff. It was kind of nice. But it's a day-by-day process, and don't feel guilty for feeling sad.
No.
If you want to cry, go and cry, and that's, you cry, and then you get up and get on and do, and live in memory of your partner. When I think of Mark, I mean, I'm crying now, but the tears are for me, missing him. But most times I'm laughing, because we laughed about so many things. And when you've got good friends and you think, God, if so-and-so were here, they would find that really funny. And that was Mark. Mark and I would laugh about a lot of things. We would laugh a lot about situations, about, when you have that relationship with someone, you just have to look at them and they know exactly.
I know. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, so there's, so I live enjoying the memories and not regretting. I don't regret anything, and I wouldn't change anything. And who knows what the future holds? Who knows what the future holds? Who knows? So yeah, it's my duty. It's my point of duty to live for Mark, to live life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So as well as for myself and for my daughter. But yeah, my husband would not have wanted me to be living in a dark room and be covered in a black shroud. No. So yeah. So that's how.
That's encouragement for anyone. I relate to Cheryl in your story and how you've overcome losing my mother at a young age, and then losing my son. I've not lost a partner in that way.
It's a loss, though.
It's still a loss. A loss is a loss, and sometimes we get so consumed with the loss that we forget that we still have to live, and those people who have gone on would not have wanted us to be mourning forever, end of day. So it is something that we eventually, all of us, will go through, and some have more than others. But if you can smile your way through your grief, I think that is a way of living your best life through grief, is to smile, because it does make you feel better.
And have your faith.
Absolutely.
I don't want anyone to underestimate. However, I don't want to be preachy and be religious, but all I'm saying is that without knowing that I had my faith, I don't know how I would have done it as well. So whatever your faith is, I know what mine is. Then dig deep.
Yeah, lean in.
Yeah, because it's a season.
Lean in. Yeah, absolutely. And I can ditto that, because when I lost my son Imal, that's when I found my faith.
Yeah.
I didn't so much have it before, but I found that having that faith helped me get through some really, really dark times.
Yeah, that's
really, really dark times.
It does.
So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that I met God.
Yeah.
On that road.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got some, right, guys. What we're going to do is I'm going to play another track called "You" from Charlene, and then I am going to open up for any questions that you may have as we've got some comments here, so we're going to go through some of the comments as well. But any questions that you may have for Cheryl or myself before the end of the show, we've got maybe half an hour or so.
Yeah.
To the end of the show. So and just some feedback of what you've liked and what you haven't liked, maybe. Because like I say, we are streaming Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at the moment. It's the first one for YouTube, and we stream on Facebook all the time. It's also, I think it's the second time for Instagram, and so we're learning and evolving and growing. I want to say hello to all of our listeners, especially those who are just joining us. You are in Tune to Conversations with Yvonne Michele, and I have the lovely Cheryl Lucas here as my guest, and we've been talking about how to go about helping a children's charity in
Eswatini, formerly Swaziland.
And now we've been talking about how to live your best life and overcome or go through when you lose a loved one, which the lovely Cheryl has been sharing her journey after losing her husband just over a year ago. And so we want to welcome you to the show. So like I said, this is a new concept for the show. And so I'm just playing these tracks. I'm only giving you a little snippet, but I have been listening to Charlene Monique over the last couple of days, and I just wanted to share. Next week, it will be somebody else, whosoever. So if you are a new and budding artist, look at that. Just see how God work. And you want to be featured on the show, send me your tracks. www.yvonnemichele.com.
Listen, don't send no rubbish because we're both singers.
It's the truth.
Because I tell you. That's what I'm going to say. I tell you.
Don't do it to yourself.
Don't do it.
Don't do it to yourself.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it to yourself. But what I'm saying is, I'm happy if you're a new artist, new budding artist, a new writer, if you've got a book, if you are a poet.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for artists, and I'm looking to help to promote your artistry. So if you would like to be promoted on this show, yes, please. I told you the bell, please. We need the bell.
Yeah, we do. Where is it?
It's in the kitchen.
Jeez.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. If you would want to be promoted, this is the show for you to send your artistry to. Actually, just email me, info@yvonnemichele.com.
Oh, yes, I like that.
That's it, man. That's it. You see? That's what it's about. Champagne, please.
Yeah.
That was me a few months ago when I was in a mood. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you very much.
And yes, King Sparky, my Ribena is slightly bubbly.
So I'm gonna do a track called You. This is Charlene's first release. And again, that's what thank you very much. Thank you.
Our lovely assistant.
Look at that. Look, it was empty. I know it is full. It's a miracle.
You're staying hydrated, aren't you, honey? Thank you.
It's a miracle. Water.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Thank you very much, Ribena.
I'm telling you, you want to come on my show.
No cake, but plenty of Ribena.
Well, no cake today, but there will be cake. There will be cake. This show is evolving. It's evolving, I'm telling you. It really is evolving. So I'm going to play this one. which is featured on the Destiny EP by Charlene Monique, and it is called You.
You're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful,
Nice. You're
beautiful. Hey, hey. You're beautiful, just the way you are. No one's perfect, but you're not far off.
See?
You have to realize the beauty of your heart. There's so much more to you if you would open up. Oh, oh, there's no one like you. There's no one like you. Oh, oh, there's no one like you. There's no one like you. Black or golden hair, it's lovely all the same. Small or bigger cheeks, your smile radiates. You're significant.
Absolutely.
The world needs what you got. There's so much more to you if you would open up. There's no one like you. There's no one like you.
Sounds of Charlene Monique there. You. There's no one like you. You're wonderfully and uniquely made.
Amen.
In the image of your Creator, God Almighty. And I just wanted to share that with you.
It's true.
You know, that you are beautiful. Nothing's perfect, but you're practically perfect in every way. You know, we know that nothing's perfect, but I like to believe that I'm practically perfect in every way possible. So we've been talking to the lovely Cheryl Lucas here on Conversations with Yvonne Michele. And we've covered quite a lot of ground today. And we're going to open up the phone. Well, not the phone.
No.
The feed for you to ask any question. But as you, so it's open to you. If you have any questions that you want to ask Cheryl, please do. You can put them in Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. And we're going to just carry on the conversation. And once the questions come up, then we will start to read out the comments. But what does life look like for you now, Cheryl?
If I'm 100% honest, I'm just concentrating on trying to do the things that I've always wanted to do. I'm not sure all the time what that is, but having been to Eswatini, I know that I want to do more in that field. I also want to do more for me, which I think is very important, that you need to do things for yourself that you want to get done. Allow yourself, don't feel guilty about wanting to travel or whatever. Fulfill your needs. So, I want to do a bit more traveling. I want to, I've taken kind of a hiatus with my singing because of the situation with Mark, and him not being well, looked after him for a while. And then we're working together on Wednesdays in Knightsbridge. So come down and see us.
Cheerios Pizza for Madeira.
Row. 51 Beecham Place, Knightsbridge on a Wednesday night, 9:15 till 1 a.m. Come down and see us, and the lovely Jennifer Phillips.
Absolutely.
So I am open. And I think that's the only way I can say it. I am open. I am open to what life brings. I'm not going to put myself in a pigeonhole and keep to that, but I'm moving forward and onward and living and enjoying. My mission is to enjoy life, and while I'm enjoying life, to deepen my relationships with my friends and my family, and just move on. And hopefully God's light will shine. People will see and be intrigued and perhaps change the perception of what Christians look like. They look like we.
Like we.
So we're not, yeah, look like we. But to live my life and to explore things, to be open, to be more open, and to love with a passion. We're not holding back anymore. Because sometimes you have relationships and you still hold a little piece back because you're frightened. Do everything wholeheartedly. That's what we do.
That's a really
Try everything in.
Bold.
Yeah. It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing to do. It's scary, but how are you going to get it back unless you let go yourself? And I'm not just talking about your boyfriend. I'm talking about life. For life. So yeah. And I've got things to do, places to go, people to see,
right?
Relationships to nurture. And like I say, Cheryl is open for business. well.
Open for business.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
Not that. Not that.
She's open. She's open for
business. Not that.
She's open for business, love.
Not that kind of business. That kind of business. No, but yeah, open for new opportunities. That's it. Yeah.
That's what she says.
What's that?
I'm like, that's what she's saying.
But I want more. More of what?
Whatever more you want. Whatever
so
more you want. We've got some comments here. Sparky says, you are an amazing woman. That's what took you through to a difficult time of year. And that Ribena looks a bit bubbly. And weak.
And weak. Cheers.
I can't see what we've got on Facebook. I have to go on my phone to see what our Facebook community is saying.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
Yes, so my mission, my word of advice for people is to don't be fearful. Be less fearful. Because a lot of us are holding ourselves back by being frightened. If you fail, so what? What's going to happen?
What's the worst that can happen? Fail forward.
Exactly.
Fail forward.
So do it. Just do it. Do it. So yeah, talking about Eswatini. So I would like hopefully to go back next year. And I would like to hopefully bring some people from the UK to come as well. We were talking about possibly doing a little music camp. So if there are any musicians out there would like to come and let some 6 to 8 year olds come and teach them some basic instrumentation so they can do a little concert at the end of it, it would be absolutely awesome.
And this would mean donating your time.
Donating your time and your money.
It's not paid.
It's not paid.
It's not paid.
No.
Oh, can I say that again? It's not paid.
Not paid. And you'd have to pay. Back. Yeah, give them back. You'd have to pay to get there as well. So.
And once they get there, will they be fed on water?
Yes. So basically, we were off. Excuse me. We were off Camp Canaan because obviously you've got 265 plus vulnerable children, and that's their home. So we were actually at a golf club. I was saying to someone that I hardly expected to come back from a mission. I've put on weight. You're fed very well and you're looked after very well. And it's very safe. Eswatini is safe. So
what I would say is that because in my head, I'm having this conversation, and if you are a musician that you want to go, be prepared to be CRB checked or DBS before you go. I will do that through my company because what I am not prepared to do is take somebody who will take advantage of vulnerable children anyway. So, because at the end of the day, we don't want to talk about these things, but it needs to be said.
Yeah.
Because we do have predators in the gospel arena. Let me just say that. So no, if you are thinking, oh, it's easy access to children, think again. I'll cut your balls off.
And then I will fry them with some onion.
Put some black pepper on
a bit of garlic.
Pepper you.
Yes.
Yeah, because we ain't playing that.
No.
So this is all above board. These are vulnerable children. So I'm just saying. Because it's not said very often. Yeah, I will cut them off.
I think you said it very clearly and succinctly. And I'll be there, won't we? I'll sharpen the knife.
Yeah. These are vulnerable children who need our help. So be prepared to be DBS before you even get the sanction to go. Because if you're not, and you're not prepared to do that, you will not be travelling to this place. Just saying.
Yeah, so that's where we are. Have you got any questions, you reckon?
Well, I was looking. But I didn't put my eyeglasses.
You didn't put your eyeglasses on?
I never put the eyeglasses.
That's your vein, you see? It's your vein.
Okay.
Put your glasses on. Let the people see you in your glasses. You look very nice in your glasses.
My eyeglasses.
You look intelligent.
That's great.
She's gonna have to.
I succumb to the pressure of the glasses. Yes.
Actually, we're mine.
Yes. No, we don't have any questions.
No.
How long did you stay?
It was only 10 days. But it was 10 very intense days. We were out every day. Breakfast was between 6:30 and 7:30. And we were on the road by 8:15. So when we were 3 of those days, we were out all day, either doing the outreach with the health checks for the children. And one of the days we were all assigned a family that needed help, and we would go and visit these families and spend time. A lot of people brought their children and grandchildren, which was excellent actually, because then obviously they were able to relate to the children, because kids somehow, regardless of language, managed to relate to each other. A lot of the children are taught English anyway. But yes, so that 10 days, but I came back shattered. I was absolutely tired. So, are you waving at?
I'm waving at Howard. Howie Mac.
Hi, Howie Mac.
Instagram.
I haven't seen you for ages.
How you doing?
All right. How's your beautiful wife?
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah. So So 10 days. Intense. It's you. We have a program. We're out and about. Yeah. So that's it, really.
Okay. So we do have a question. You have many strings to your bow and clearly have chosen various careers. What made you choose the route of singing?
Right.
Your inspiration. Why was singing your inspiration?
Well, funny enough, I kind of fell into singing actually when I started singing. I had a boyfriend in a band. He was a bass player, and they'd lost their singer. So I said, okay, well, I'll rehearse with you until you get your singing, because I wanted to rehearse the songs. So I'll rehearse with you. And I ended up being the singer. That was many moons ago. And then just carried on singing. I have to say that, there's a lot to be said for genetics. A lot of my family on my mother's side either are professional singers, musicians, painters. Okay. Very artistic. Yeah, and that side of the family. So I don't know, perhaps it was predestined, but I love doing it. I love entertaining. I do love entertaining. And I love all kinds of music, I have to say. So I can't tell you that it was just one artist, but one of my favourite is Gladys.
Gladys Knight, yes.
She's always been I've always loved her. So I think it's something, without being corny, I do think it's something that's kind of in the blood. And even the ones that don't do it as a profession actually can do it if they wanted to. So it's just one of those things. So yeah, so that's it really. And I think there's nothing more inspiring actually, more inspiration than being with like-minded people and musicians that are very generous, and you can meet fellow singers and ones that don't have, who are secure in their talent, that like to share it. You meet artists that are very insecure and get very. Say that again. Yeah, I said that they're insecure in their talent. Well, you learn and you recognize. I recognize it very quickly. It's amazing how many talented people are so insecure that they don't want to share what they have or their knowledge with anybody else. And
this lady is not like that at all. She has opened some doors for me.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to say that I really appreciate and love you for that. She's lovely.
You couldn't see me open the door.
Thank God. Love. Thank God.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the people that you meet as well that keeps you, because I know there's a lot of singers that have given up because of the attitude that they've experienced within our chosen field. It's not an easy field, and for those that want to be artists, be it singers, musicians, or my daughter's an artist, you don't do it for the money. As the song goes, it's not about the money, because it can be very hard to make a living initially, and you have to. I would say that you have to know what you want to do. If you want to be a superstar, then it's a different route than if you want to make your living as as an artist. So
it's true. Yeah, it's a different superstar and artist is two different
things. Yeah. So it's a superstar is kind of very ruthless. Don't care what you do to get where you're going, and then step on your throat. And there's those that would do it regardless, for the love of it, and you have to be sensible about it as well, and it's hard work.
It is.
Yeah, if you want to make a living from it, it's hard work, but it's rewarding, and it keeps. Look how young and beautiful we are. You wouldn't think there's a Is he young? So yeah, do what makes you happy.
Absolutely.
Life is too short.
We have another question.
Oh, what's that?
You've travelled with your job a lot. What is the best location and the biggest names that you've worked with?
Wow. Well, my biggest name would be James Brown. Yeah, in Lebanon. It was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I went to the Seychelles. Seychelles was amazing. I've been a lot of places. Jordan is amazing. Petra. Beautiful parts of Italy. I've been very blessed that I've been a lot of places. So it's hard to say one best location, but obviously I think James Brown was definitely the highlight. It was amazing. It was surreal, because we shared a flight with him to Lebanon, and I spent the flight sitting next to him talking to me, and I understood about a third of what he said.
Did he do the whole coat thing?
No, he had to
take it off.
Right. No. Well, he did on stage, but on the plane, because obviously he comes from that real old school work ethic and his band are the tightest band ever. Everybody keeps an eye on him when he's singing. Everybody is watching.
Just watching him, yeah.
Because that it's not a folk legend that he knows everything. He hears every note, and he would change it on you. And when he points at you, you've lost money. So
So
the drummers, the singers, the backing singers, everybody. But he, if you read his story, yes, he had some, not necessarily his personal life was not the greatest, but he was a very savvy man who came from nothing and did a lot for the black industry. For a black man to own his own radio station and stuff.
He did a lot and achieved a lot. Yeah. We don't really understand who James Brown really was, you know, as an artist. But, that's for us to research and find out.
That's right, yeah. And loyal. Because that guy that came and put his cloak on has been with him virtually all his, all his career. Just amazing. So, yeah, that says a lot. People are still.
And who would have thought that would have been a thing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was a thing. It was his trademark.
Yeah.
Get the cloak and he put it on and take it off.
Yeah.
Such a showman.
Yeah.
And we don't have that kind of artistry now.
Not anymore.
We don't have it.
No.
All that work ethic as it goes.
The real work ethic, the rehearsal time. And you get bands that want to come and do a gig, but they don't want to rehearse unless you pay them.
Well, needless to say, we went out last night, but never mind, I won't bring that up.
No, don't bring that up.
No, sound check. I know you want everything to run smoothly. It doesn't work. And it didn't work. But we are thankful that the video footage made the night look wonderful.
That was very good, by the way. You did a good job.
I'm very talented, you know.
You certainly are, darling.
I'm very, very talented.
You're talented.
I am indeed.
I tell you.
So if you want to learn how to do videos on social media, if you want to learn how to start your business from scratch on social media, if you want to learn how to live your best life, you need to contact info@YvonneMichele.com.
Yeah.
Because I can help you with that.
A final question. Where's your sweet bread?
Where's
I make some good sweet bread.
Do you make good sweet bread?
What? I make sweet bread and I put the turkey. That's what he's begging. You begging.
It
was sweet bread.
Well,
what are you gonna do for your sweet bread?
What you prepared to do for this sweet bread, brethren? Listen, one of the things that I've been talking about is today, actually, because I've done quite a few coaching calls today.
Yeah.
What's your skill set? What is your skill set? Because that skill set is what will make you money. So I want everybody on this listening in, if you're on the replay, put #replay. But I want you to think about what your skill set is, because there's so many of us who are working in areas we have no business being in. What is your skill set? And once you identify what your skill set is, how can you then apply that to your life and create an income from that?
That's right.
And that's what I'm about. I am a business coach, and I discovered that very recently.
Well, funny you should say that, actually, Yvonne, because when I was in Eswatini, I was watching and thinking, you know what, I wish that I was a doctor or a dentist, or, that I could actually do something practically. I kind of, and then I sat back and I thought, you know what my skill set is that I know a lot of people. I'm really good at connecting people, and you need people who are good connectors. And so when you think to yourself, like I did, what will I do when I go over there? You may not be a doctor, you may not be an optician, but you know people, and that's how they got the land.
Exactly.
Because they knew people, and that's how they got the land, because she sat and talked to someone. So you may be a great communicator, and people say, "Oh, you talk a lot." That's your skill set.
That's your skill set.
That's your skill set, and don't knock it. It's an amazing skill set.
Absolutely, don't knock it until you got to use it. Just use it. What is your skill set today? And let's find a way. And actually, next week's show, I think we're going to look a bit more into that. What is your skill set, and how can you use that and utilize that to create the life
that you
want. What is your skill set? Yeah. So I'm asking you today. We are coming down to the last 10 minutes. And I'm sorry, King Sparky, there is no sweet bread for you right now. And if there was, I would be eating it.
Hello.
But we do have clear water.
Ribena.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So how you?
Can I press this? Sorry, relax. I just wanted to press it.
Yes, I think this is definitely something that needs to stay.
It needs to stay.
Yeah, I think the bell works.
Yeah, the bell works. I like it.
I do.
I want one for my house, but I want to get between both houses.
And it says press for Prosecco.
Well, luckily I'm on Ribena.
Yeah, and I'm on water. Cheers. Cheers. You know, we are here. I want to thank those of you for joining us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for joining us today at Conversations getting it all wrong.
Yeah.
Conversations with Yvonne Michele.
Yes.
And we have the lovely Cheryl Lucas here this week. We will be back here next week between the hours of 8 and 10. We still have the last 8 minutes of the show to go. So if you do have any questions, and I do need to put my glasses on, the eyeglass, to see if there's anything on Facebook or Instagram.
Have a look.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look. We are quite quiet on Facebook today.
It is, isn't it?
It is. It's normally buzzing.
What's going on? Facebook. Is it me?
No, I don't know what's going on.
Having a bout of insecurity.
Have a bout of insecurity, darling.
Oh dear.
I think everybody's kind of just like on my page with other things because of what we did last night.
Oh yes.
Yes, people are commenting on that.
Oh, are they? All right.
Yes, I think people are stunned
by
the beauty of the photograph.
Well, yes. They were beautiful photographs.
Exactly.
And I did take your photograph. I'm very good at that.
Yes,
see, that's another skill. I'm very good at taking photographs.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
You know, that's another thing. Don't allow people to put you in a box. Just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean that you're not good at 2, 3 other things.
This is it.
You know,
I've got multiple talents.
Darling, I can't even begin to list my talents.
Yeah, list away.
List away. I'm good at talking. I'm a very good sweetbread. I know a lot of people. I can sing a bit. I can entertain a bit. I'm good at skipping.
Skipping?
Skip.
All right then.
When was the last time you skipped? There's a joy in skipping.
I skipped.
I don't mean with a rope. I mean like skipping down the road.
I skipped the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. I nearly broke my toe. But that's a different story. You know, don't skip with high heels. Don't do it.
No, don't skip with high heels.
Don't do it to yourself.
You're silly. No, don't do that. That's silly. Silly girl.
Silly. What's wrong with you? I was happy. So I was skipping in heels and it didn't work. Don't do it to yourself.
See, it was silly. So I was actually right. Skip barefoot. Skip in the grass. Preferably in an area where there are no dogs.
Do you know what? I just have to say.
What?
That I was on a farm last week.
Oh, yes, I know. Yvonne Michele on a farm. Did you take your heels?
No. I didn't take my heels.
Did you take your posh?
No, I didn't
designer
take
trainers.
anything. I didn't take anything of any poshity.
No poshity.
And if you know me and watch my show, you know I make words up.
Yeah.
Poshity.
No poshity. Okay.
No. I spent the week with several dogs. I even went in a pig pen and took a picture. Yeah, and listened to the squealing pigs, the piglets. It had horses, ducks, chickens, lambs, a bull.
You had a bull?
Listen, I've been psychologically scarred. There was an incident. I just have to share this with you. My colleague, if she's watching, Michelle Burton, she was in tears. She was wetting herself laughing. We had just come back from the river. It was a hot day in Wales. We took the students. They wanted to swim. They went into this river. And they said, "Oh, you coming in?" Me? You're mad. I don't do rivers. I only do swimming pools or the sea. I don't go.
And have you seen my hair, by the way?
And the hair is like this. And what happened was, on the way back, there's a dog. Lovely little, pedigree dog. Lovely. But the dog is like, it's really excitable.
Yeah.
And it just digs, and then it goes away, and it digs another hole, and it goes somewhere else, and it digs another hole. It's just a really hyper dog. Anyway, so the dog was at the back. I'm kind of like in the middle of the vehicle. And all of a sudden, I felt this hot breath at the back of my neck. And I just went, I'm going to die. That's how I'm going to die. That's how I felt. The dog was breathing in my neck back. It was the worst feeling in my life. It was awful. And everybody in the whole truck was laughing. I was like, no! And worse, even before that, the dog went in the water. You know what dogs do when they go in water, when they come out? They shake.
Yeah.
And I saw this happen. I saw it before it even happened. And I said to one of my students, if that dog comes and shakes by me, I'm going to go nutty. Right? And she was laughing.
Yeah.
So what did the dog do?
Come on, shit.
And it shook and it does. I just grabbed the shit. Everybody, the whole people that was there, everybody was just in hysterics. I think I've left a mark at the farm. I did a life swap for a week in a farm. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I climbed a mountain in Wales. It was fantastic. But there were moments.
Can I ask you a question? Was it a mountain or a big hill?
No, it was a mountain.
It's a mountain.
It's a mountain. It's actually called a mountain.
What was it called? What's the mountain called?
I can't pronounce it. It's Welsh. It's got Welsh. That's what the name is. I can't remember. I can't pronounce the name.
It's a big hill.
Listen, you're up in the clouds.
I believe you. No, I do.
But
just
it's
the thought
not,
of you doing it.
God help me. I'm like, I got to the top, what I thought was the top, and I was like, no, that's not. That's the pre-top.
Pre-top.
I was like, I'm done. You know when you get with those moments where I'm done, but my students are looking at me like,
you're going to an example.
Exactly. And so I had to go to the top, and literally the air is thinner there. It's not as high as the mountain I climbed in Egypt.
Yeah.
But it was certainly
a
challenge. It was a challenge.
Mm.
And it's protected land. It's a protected space. It's beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
But
would you do it again?
Would I want to do it again? No. Would I want to do it again? No.
No.
I would not want to do it
ticked
again.
Off.
It's ticked off. However, it's a project that I'm involved with for children in need. So for the young people, I would do it again.
Well, there you go. See, so she would do it again.
I would do it again. But
I, on the other hand, would not. I would go to Africa. But I would go to Africa.
Yeah. So we want to go to Africa, guys.
Yeah.
We're coming down to the last few minutes of the show. We want to go to Africa. We want to raise some money for these children. This is not something that Cheryl and I spoke about. No. It was not part of the plan, not part of the show. But just listening to what the children have gone through, listening to the story of the young lady who was burned and has gone through all that trauma. We want to be able to help these young people. Now, I work with young people all the time, and I work with people, but I work with young people specifically in my 9 to 5. So I have said, let's call out some musicians. Yeah. Let's call out some artists. Let's call out some poets, some authors. Let's do something. So if you are willing, I want you to contact me. It's info@YvonneMichele.com. Easy. info@YvonneMichele.com. If you are willing. I know that there's a venue that we can use in Luton. Let's do something. Yeah. Let's raise some money. Yep. Let's put our money where our mouth is, and let's do something for the greater good. So I'm just asking, if you are on this feed, please do share with your network. Share, and if you know somebody who is an artist, if you know somebody who sings, plays an instrument, does it well, please. Please, mums, please. You know, because you think your son or daughter plays well does not necessarily mean that they do. Okay. But we want some good people to join us to raise some money.
Yeah.
Our aim is to raise £5,000. Not a lot of money. £5,000. £5,000. Yeah. £5,000. That is our aim, to raise £5,000. We want to do this before October. So I'm giving, what are we in August, September, first like 2.5 months. Yeah, it's nearly 3 months. That's not a lot. That's more than enough time. We raised 24,000 in 2 weeks.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
So if you are serious, please help us to help these young people. And also the website that they can go on to is
www.heartforafrica.org.
Right. If you're looking for somewhere to go out on a Wednesday evening, you can join us.
Yes.
At Ciro's Pizza Pomodoro.
Pizza Pomodoro.
There you go.
51 Beauchamp Place or Beauchamp Place, Knightsbridge, on a Wednesday from 9:15 till 1 o'clock.
I have a Lutonian accent, that's why.
I know, darling. So, whereas I don't.
You have a Lutonian accent.
Not me. Anyway, all right. Yes, so yeah, it'd be great. And so, yes.
So join us there on a Wednesday night between the hours of 9:15 and
1
a.m. We just tear it up, man.
Yeah, you're fun.
It's a great night. You'll enjoy it. The food's good, and the entertainment is even better.
Yes.
They do a mean cocktail.
They do. They do several mean cocktails.
They do. But if you like mojitos, there's a barman called Teo. He's amazing. He makes them with love.
He does.
Yeah, you'll love them. So come down, join us every Wednesday at Ciro's Pizza
Pomodoro.
Yeah, that place.
51 Beauchamp Place, Knightsbridge, Wednesday nights. Come on down and join us. Is there anything else you want to plug before we go? No, not really. Oh, I will be doing a concert, a big band concert, jazz concert with Alison and Stuart at venue 360.
Ooh.
In October, and we're raising money for Mind, another charity that I feel very passionately about for mental health. So yes, I'm sure Yvonne will plug it, give you a date.
Come back and tell them. Come back just before that.
Yep.
Plug it.
Yep, we've got over 300 seats, and we're going to fill every single one of them.
You are.
I declare it.
Amen. And you know what? When you come back, you're going to sing.
Yeah, we'll sing together.
We should have done that tonight. We should have done that tonight, but we didn't think about it.
Well, you had everything else. This one was amazing. She set all this up. I wouldn't have a clue. Well done. You are clever.
Thank you. I am trying. I'm doing my thing. We are here. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I want to thank everybody who's spent time with us for these last 2 hours. I want to thank you for taking your time and investing in us for Conversations with Yvonne Michele. We will be back next Monday between the hours of 8 and 10. And we will start on time. Now that we've got it kind of together and we're kind of working out how it works.
Yes.
I want to thank you one and all for just sharing this time with us. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will look forward to seeing you next week, Monday, for Conversations with Yvonne Michele. We will also, you'll see me. If you're on Facebook, I do a lot of Facebook Lives. You'll catch up with me. And I'm about to launch my YouTube channel. So I'm really, 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 really excited about that. So do tell your friends, do share, and show some love and some support. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Yvonne Michele Inspires. That's what it's all about. So you'll have lots of music, you'll have these kind of conversations and other kinds of conversations as well. So
thank you for having me.
I have had an absolute ball with you, my darling.
With you too.
Yes. And just to say thank you again to Cheryl Lucas.
Thank you.
Thank you
for staying with us.
She's my sister.
You're my sister too.
My big sister.
Right.
Yes. She does take me under her wing. Yes.
Luckily, I used to had a shower.
You did have a shower, and because some people don't do it.
We shower and we shave. Shit.
Champagne, please, not water. Anyway,
yes.
This is us bidding you a good night.
Good night.
God bless. Look after. And we will be back next week. Well, I'll be back next week.
Yes.
Between the hours of 8 and 10 for conversations with Yvonne Michele. But for now, ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Good night.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Okay, just keep that there. And no, don't touch it. End stream. Good night.
Good
Bye. Oh, actually, shame. It's not a touch screen. End. Okay.